In Pursuit of Purpose by Myles Munroe. Chapter 1. Understanding Purpose. Until purpose is discovered, existence has no meaning, for purpose is the source of fulfillment. It was the moment everyone had been waiting for all evening. Thunderous applause filled the air after the mayor announced, "And ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to present the annual Outstanding Citizen of the Year Award to Dr. Clyde Wilson, Jr., for his distinguished service to this community." A well-built, clean-cut young man rose to his feet and walked confidently toward the stage. At the table he left behind sat his father, Mr. Clyde Wilson Sr., and his mother, Emily. This was the moment they had waited for all their lives, to see their son become everything they had ever dreamed for him. His pride filled their hearts. They knew no one in the room could understand the depth of their accomplishment, satisfaction, and fulfillment. Mr. Wilson had always dreamed of being a medical doctor. While his son was still young, he promised he would do whatever it took to ensure the boy became the doctor he himself had never been. For years, Clyde's parents labored at multiple jobs. They lived without the conveniences of life just to make it possible for their son to attend medical school and complete his internship. Tonight, their sacrifices seemed worthwhile. Clyde Jr. had brought honor and respect to the family. As Dr. Wilson stood on stage holding the plaque, the crowd rose to their feet, cameras flashed, shouts of adulation filled the room. When the applause finally faded, silence filled the hall. Everyone waited for the good doctor's response. For a moment, he stood erect, poised to speak. Then suddenly his composure broke. Tears filled his eyes. With a loud, trembling voice, he cried out to his parents, "Please, Mom and Dad, forgive me. I'm sorry, but I can't go on." The chairman rushed to help him off the stage. The crowd stared in stunned silence. What could possibly steal such a proud moment from a successful young man? As Clyde and his parents drove home, he tried to explain the frustration that had built within him for 10 long years. "Everything I have accomplished was done to please you, Dad, to fulfill your lifelong dream. I became what you wanted me to be, but I have never become who I am. In spite of all the cars, the homes, the material things, my life is empty. I never wanted to be a doctor. I always wanted to be a musician, but you would not allow me to follow that dream. Please understand. I love you and respect you deeply. I know what you sacrificed. But tonight I realized I cannot continue living to fulfill your dreams. I must begin to live my own." When I accepted that award, I felt like a hypocrite. Someone I don't even know earned that award because I don't know myself. I want to live. I want to come alive. I want to be what I was born to be. Please, set me free and let me live. There are millions of Clyde Wilson Jr.'s in our world. Perhaps you are one of them. They are busy, active, dedicated, respected, admired, yet deep inside, they are tired, frustrated, bored, disillusioned, confused, and depressed. Their lives are aimless. Every day they pretend, smiling while living up to an identity that is not truly theirs. The lie they live becomes a prison. The yearning to be free becomes a silent struggle. Whether black, brown, yellow, red, or white, all of us are pulled by destiny toward a meaningful, fulfilling life. This human need for purpose is universal. Each of us must discover our personal purpose and pursue it relentlessly. Otherwise, we risk failing to live a rich, whole, and meaningful life. Success without fulfillment. Human beings everywhere want to be successful. But success is often defined by superficial rewards, wealth, power, fame, luxury, and prestige. From early childhood, we are taught to pursue these things. Parents urge children to work hard so they can be somebody. Schools add pressure with competitive grading. Bookstores overflow with manuals promising shortcuts to the top. Magazines glamorize the rich and famous, but this relentless pursuit has produced troubling results. Divorce and suicide rates rise. Violence and white-collar crime increase. Emotional depression, especially among adults aged 25 to 44, has multiplied tenfold over 2 generations. The benchmarks of personal and corporate fulfillment are missing. A positive sense of direction, one that embraces the totality of life, is lacking for many. This poverty of meaning is not a small problem. A great career or a large bank account cannot fill this void. No amount of achievement can replace the joy of discovering your personal purpose and pursuing your own dreams. Inner emptiness belongs to those who lack clarity of purpose or who live to fulfill someone else's expectations, whether those of society, a parent, a spouse, or a boss. Reaching the top is meaningless if it requires sacrificing personal fulfillment and well-being. As children, we learn to see academic, professional, and financial achievements as good, and failures of any kind as bad. The standards passed down from previous generations were always outwardly focused. Success in the eyes of others was assumed to be personal success. Acclaim from others became the requirement for receiving the label successful. But in many cases, the approval of others does not match how we truly feel inside. Too often, personal satisfaction has been sacrificed to society's expectations. Coincidence, imitation, and economic pressure, rather than aptitude, passion, and purpose, have shaped critical career decisions. And in doing so, our world has missed what truly matters. Career success does not automatically bring personal fulfillment, yet fulfillment is the only true measure of success. Private disillusionment and despair now fill the hearts of many who allowed society's prescriptions to dictate their lives. Fulfilling purpose must become the primary goal of every person. Without commitment to that purpose, there can be no lasting success. What is purpose? Everything in life has a purpose. Every person on this planet was born with a purpose and for a purpose. It is this purpose that becomes the true source of meaning. Without purpose, life becomes an experiment, a random, uncertain journey filled with frustration, disappointment, and failure. When purpose is missing, life becomes subjective. It turns into a trial and error game, influenced by the environment and the circumstances of the moment. Without purpose, time loses its meaning, energy loses its direction, and life loses its precision. This is why discovering your purpose is essential, because only when you understand your purpose can you experience a full, effective, and truly rewarding life. Purpose is the original intent in the mind of the creator that motivated him to create a particular item. It is the why that explains the reason for existence. Every product is a child of purpose. Before any product is made, a purpose is first established in the mind for the manufacturer. This purpose gives birth to the idea that becomes the foundation for the design and production of the product. Purpose always comes before production. Every product is produced by purpose, for a purpose. It exists for its original purpose and can only find true fulfillment by performing what it was created to do. Until purpose is discovered, existence has no meaning. Consider, for example, an electric fan. If we could enter the mind of the person who invented it, we would see a desire or intent to circulate air and create a cooling effect. This intent became both the desired outcome and the predetermined purpose of the product. This is the first stage of production. After the purpose is established, the second stage follows: the development of a design that will produce the function needed to fulfill that purpose. The design determines the components and materials required, which are then added to the product's specifications. When the drawings, specifications, and designs are complete and all materials are available, production can begin. It is important to note that production never begins until the purpose is first established, and success is not determined until the product does exactly what its purpose requires. Everything begins with purpose, and everything ends with purpose. This principle pervades all creation. Nature abounds with evidence of this eternal law. The master manufacturer of all created things has made all his creations for a definite purpose and has established that purpose as the ultimate definition of success. You and I are products of his purposeful creating. Your purpose is an integral part of you. Like the manufacturer who created the electric fan for a specific purpose, so God created you with a definite purpose in mind. Your existence is evidence that this generation needs something that your life contains. You are the creation that can meet God's desired result. Consummating that purpose does not just happen as a byproduct of life. You are responsible for the intentional fulfillment of your purpose so the world may benefit from your contribution, just like millions of people are benefiting from the purpose of the electric fan. In essence, you were born for a purpose, and with a purpose, your personal fulfillment is possible only insofar as you complete your destiny. The discovery of your personal purpose and its relationship to God's universal purpose must be the basis from which you live. You must strive to be who you were born to be. As you discover who you are, you will learn that your purpose, your identity, your uniqueness, and your potential are interdependent. You cannot truly know thyself, as the great Greek philosophers admonished, until you discover your purpose. And this is true because known purpose reveals the particular components God built into you to enable you to achieve all that he prepared for you. Nothing is truly yours until you understand it, not even yourself. Some people are born knowing what they want to do and even how to do it. The rest of us must spend hours figuring out what to do with our lives. Vague goals such as I want to be happy, I want to make the world a better place to live, or even I want to be rich are nearly useless. We must ask the primary question, why am I here? And reply with an unqualified answer. To be myself and to express myself fully. Concern for doing the right thing rather than a desire to do things right must always guide you. That right thing is the purpose for which God created you and gave you breath. You are special and unique. God made you from an original mold, then threw it away when you were completed. Check out your uniqueness and find out what differentiates you from the billions of people who inhabit this planet, then pursue your aspiration deliberately and consistently. Be what you are, capitalize on the natural skills and talents with which you were born, and don't lose them. When others belittle your special gift and try to remake you according to their plans and purposes, refuse to yield to their domination. Don't let anyone prevent you from becoming and doing all that you were born to be and do. Remember, if you don't deploy yourself, others will soon employ you. Above all else, pursue purpose with a passion and experience the reason for your life. And the purposes of a man's heart are deep waters, but a man of understanding draws them out. Proverbs 25.